Hello. Welcome, guys. I don't know why I said guys instead of gamers. I usually say gamers. Or everyone. I say everyone. Welcome, everyone. It is Monday. We're back with some games. That's right. It's the first Monday in a long time that I've done something besides programming. However, this is actually a programming stream. I've been doing game dev streams pretty much for the past few Mondays. And now this is not that, but it will have some programming. So we're going to play a replicube. It is a game where you program some things and then you make some shapes. I did play the demo of this some time ago. Look, they're describing it right now. Anyway, let me welcome people. Welcome Stream Elements, welcome Defins, welcome Duck and Stanley and Michael and Pong and Stove God and Zoe and Hamflo, Slimolder and Hamp. Is that everyone? Was that everyone? Alright, so of people that did not watch the first time I played this game, try to find the last time I played it. If you want to watch the previous VOD for whatever reason, I believe it was several weeks ago. It was quite some time ago. I did not watch it. Well, now you can. Let me turn off my VPN so that I can watch videos on YouTube. Oh, it's right here. Look at this. It's right there. Oh, there was a bird. Oh, I didn't even talk about today's image. This is actually New York. Hold on. Can we go to the desktop? I would like to go to the desktop. There we go. This is New York. This is Central Park. I opened. Oh, hey, what the? I was trying to show an image. The game is so rude. It's disrupting me. Anyway, that is Central Park. It was, you know, today's image. Anyway, the last time I played this game, it was on this video of Steam Next Fest, and I think it was the last thing I played on that day. And I had a good time. Basically, you're programming things and then, you know, you return values and then it makes shapes with colors. Kind of crazy how they just cut out a bit of the city. Is it crazy or normal? Isn't it crazy they removed the woods everywhere but in that little rectangular area? I at some point watched a video on how they set up the park, but I don't remember how it works. Anyway, it is pretty cool. Wonder how Central Park is. It is very central. See, look, Hamlet, we said the same thing. It is in fact Central Park because it is in the center of Manhattan. Wow. Also, welcome A. Poland. There's secret tunnels underneath the park. There's secret tunnels everywhere. Alright, so replicube is about generating 3D objects made of tiny little cubes, just like this one. This one right here. Except they're not 3x3, it is larger. It's divided into a grid, which are called voxels, just like Minecraft, Chicken Jockey. They can be empty or filled in with a color from the palette. We got colors here. Now, a thing that I didn't realize, I don't know if this was added after the demo, but when I was playing the demo, you had to like refer to colors by numbers. And then when I was seeing the promotional videos and stuff online, you could just type like return black and it would just return the color. So you don't need to memorize what color it is. You would just type a string. It's not a string, it's a constant. We're creating a code, you know, we'll decide the value of each voxel. Return a number, it'll fill everything with that color. And then, you know, for every color you get a different X and Y coordinate. Hey, wait, this one's 3x3. It's literally my value. So in this one, it's run 27 times. And then they have positions. And then you have some variables you can use. You can determine what is returned. And one thing I didn't realize from last time was that this is actually just using Lua, a programming language that I already know. Wow. Welcome, Gay Pineapples. In the demo, you could define a variable, name the color you want with its number. Yeah, but like, is this built in, or was that someone defined these constants? I don't know. Have I solved the Rubik's Cube? I have not. I did try at some point, and I was not able to do it. Anyway, they have a simulated file system here, operating system desktop, and there's lore, there's tutorial projects. Welcome Kari Ponko, Lua, the VTuber? No, the programming language. Alright, see, oh look at this, they've updated it to use the constants now. Did they tell you? Oh, they also tell you the color. You get to choose the color. Alright, so this is the image that we want to make, and by image I mean cube. And then we can see if this is red, maybe we just return red. And then it just works. I think I did all of these in the demo. So some of these may be repeated. And then this one teaches you about condition. You can give different conditions. You could be like, if greater than this thing, then return this thing. Welcome Milk Quirky. Alright, so we gotta determine, where the distinction is. So green, as you all know, is the y-axis. So this one must be if y is greater than 2, right? Or 1. No, 1. Yes, it's greater than 0, actually. I, in fact, know how math works. And then instead of the bottom being light green, it has to be, what is that, orange? Is that orange? It's that simple. Now you can make some complex shapes if you want. You could even, you don't even need to do these. You can make your own custom voxel things if you want. You could have your own, you can make like a dog if you want. You can make like a computer. I think there's a mode where you're not like trying to match the output. You could just make whatever you want. But you gotta be creative. You gotta think, oh, I want to make this thing today, and then you do it. Anyway, we gotta change the comparison operators. So let's see, this one, if y is greater than 1, then return red. And then and then else. How does Lua, is it elif? It's else, else if. And then else if y is greater than, what is this value? Greater than less than -1. Then return, I can't type, green, right? And then else, return yellow. Okay, but then you gotta remove these. It does not work. If y, do we just have this? If y is less than -1, do I have a syntax error? Is it else if, one word? Okay, I see. I've been too used to coding in GDScript, where it's actually elif, it's like ELIF, and I actually forgot how Lua works. Alright, it's that easy. Alright. And then what? We got explicit nothingness. Okay, I don't think this one was in the demo. I think I would remember if this was it, but it was not. This was not there. Returning 0 or empty makes the voxel into empty space. I see. 0. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a good Monday. It is in fact the last Monday of April. Before you know it, next week is gonna be May. It's gonna be May. This game was actually my first intro to Lua, so it was nice learning. Yeah, Lua, it's like a little bit strange. There's some weird things about it. I think I first used Lua when I was writing my NeoVim setup configs, and then after that it was like Pico 8. Pico 8 uses Lua, and now this. There's also an Nginx, what's it called? A plugin that uses Lua. What's it called? OpenResty or something? Yeah, exactly, like the Backstreet Boys song. I've been thinking of how Lua being one index gives you zero as an error code. Yeah, but I think it's weird. I think it's strange. First time I've seen Lua was the program Ragnarok Online Homunculus AI. Oh yeah, Lua is used a lot in games for like mods and plugins and stuff like that. Because it's like embeddable into your program. I think, what's that one game called Noida? I think Noida plugins are also written using Lua. Because it's built to be embedded into other programs. Alright, let's see. Colors are just numbers. And so we'll take the Y coordinate, add red, and then the result is the desired color. I see. They are just numbers after all. I didn't know that. Well, now you know. Now you've learned many things. Okay, so we gotta see, you know, where this thing should be. Not this. So let's see. If X or Y are greater than or equal to 0, then return empty. Empty. It's that easy. Obligatory Brazil mentioned where? That was Brazil. Is this Brazil? What does he mean by this? Okay, simple quadrant. What is this? Conditions can be combined. Use keywords like and, or. Every time anyone says Lua, what? Brazil? Why? Is that a Brazilian thing, Lua? I do not know. Alright, so this one we want to return pink. Instead, it's moon in Portuguese. Oh wait, is that why it's called Moon Script? I did not know that. Wait, there's a language called Moon Script, which is made by the creator of itch.io, by the way. But it is a dialect of Lua. And I guess now that explains why it's called Moon Script, because Moon and Lua, I didn't even know. I did not even consider this. Alright, so this one, it's got to be X, Y, and Z are greater than 0. So X is greater than 0, and Y is greater than 0, and Z is greater than 0. Or you could try adding, no, actually that doesn't work. Because I was like, what if you just add them and then the result is greater than 0? But you could have negatives. Anyway, this should be it. You gotta consider all the cases. Okay, the next one, 3x3 grid. Okay, I think this one was in the demo. I remember doing this one. I forgot how I do it, or how I did it in that one. Seems like Lua was created in Brazil. What? Well, that explains a lot. I had no idea. I did not know why it was called that, but now I know. Okay, so absolute X equals 2, right? Or abs Y equals 2. And then you gotta do and, right? You gotta check whether Z or Z, if you will. If Z is between, it's greater than -1, greater than or equal to -1, or and Z is less than or equal to 1, and this, right? Welcome DX Nomad. Hashtag, remember when this was called an octothorpe? Or the pound sign. Now everyone knows it as hashtag. Importance of and. Syntax error. If you don't have end, then it does not end. And what? An octothorpe? Is this right? This is not even right. What's wrong here? What did they do wrong? Ah, this one should be red. So where's this one? This one, instead of being gray, it's red. It's octothorpe. The pound sign. Pound include. Hashtag include. I think this one might have been the last thing we did in the demo, from what I remember. Sushi question mark. Just got here, saw numbers and letters together. No, it's fine. It's so easy. You just got, you just got to have numbers, and letters. Comparisons. All right, sushi. Well, simply just got to return green. And then what? And then if x is 0 and y is 0, then return red. And welcome resetter. And then else if x is absolute x is less than 2 and absolute y is less than 2, then return what? What is the point of then? Just so that you know when the condition is next, I guess. It's just to separate this thing from this thing. I'm sure there's some sort of reason that they have then. Welcome, Chaos Ryan. Okay, next one. Basic cup. What is this one? Oh, this one is easy. Look at this. All you gotta do is simply return, what is that, brown? Light brown? That's brown. Return brown, and then if x, what is the condition here? If x and y are between -3 and 3, I think, if absolute y is less than 3, no, that is wrong, z, and then also x, and then you need the bottom one, right? And y is greater than -3. There it is. Thinking about how the Switch is barely a month away. Sorry, the Switch 2. Are you getting a Switch 2? Is anyone here getting a Switch 2? Did anyone pre-order a Switch 2? Oh wait, no, I think this is the last one we did. This looks familiar to me. Alright, so what do we want here? I'm gonna delete everything. So we want to return colors. Let's by default return blue. And then I probably should have, let's go with the condition they had. They probably set you up with something here that makes sense. So y is greater than 2. Then, okay, what if it was greater than 0? And then if x is greater than 0, then return green. You'll get it in autumn or in December. What about both? What if you get 2 Nintendo Switch 2s? Both in autumn and in December. Thank you, Resetter, for the 26 months. I don't know if any of this coding thing, don't worry, it's simple. You can literally read it. It's written in such a way that it can be understood by anyone. You just have conditions and then you just return values. Because you have an extra one, you could donate one to a random chatter. Exactly. Just buy a Switch 2 and just give it to someone else. Okay, then you have orange, and then what? Well, it's that simple. And then if what are we checking here? This one? Okay, and then this one. If x is, this is if y is greater than 0, then return red, no, blue, else. Whoops. Oh, the friends list docs, everyone. This is my friends list. Shift tab. I think shift tab is usually what I use to unindent something, but I think by default that's like the seam hotkey to show your friends list. Welcome, Michael. Okay, this one will be, instead of brown, it will be blue. Sorry, red. No, I've done it wrong. Y is greater than 0. What is that? It's not Y, Z. The code doesn't make sense. Well, you just have to deal with it. Now it makes sense. Alright, variable outcomes. What the heck is this? I think this one was not in the demo. Welcome to my. You're not in the friends list. I don't add people on Steam. It's like rarely a thing that I do. You can create variables for complex logic. Here we're creating a new variable called color, which we manipulate across multiple if statements. And then finally return at the end as the final voxel color. Interesting. Really makes you think. I think I found you randomly on Steam. How did that happen? Were you just searching Wolfes? Wolfie. Wolfie on, that is not me. The name Wolfie is taken by someone else. Comment on someone's profile in 2011. What the heck? Whose profile was it? I used to actually add people on Steam back in the day, but not anymore. Alright, this one, somewhat complex. Watch out for typos. Color. Okay, this one is quite simple. It's actually so simple. Now, I feel like if they did not give me this template, I would have just tried coding my own thing. Okay, so if x is equal to y, return pick, unless if x is equal to y and x, what is it, z is greater than 0, then why do we need to set the variable? Is that necessary? It's probably necessary for something. Z is less than 0, then return green. I've done it again. G3, I don't know where I know them from. They probably changed their name. I mean, if it was from 2011, that is so long ago that I imagine I don't know them anymore. Okay, or at least I don't know who they are now. Adding friends on Steam seems not so necessary anymore with lobbies being better. Exactly. All you need is like the lobby code. Alright, and then if this one is else if x is equal to negative y, then you do the other thing, right? You just copy your code, you paste it. It does not work, actually. How do you do it? How did they... Oh, wait, I had this here. If x is equal to negative y, then return yellow, else return something. Something's wrong. Back then I used to use Steam chat. Oh yeah, I don't remember the last time I've ever used Steam to like chat with people. It's now everyone just uses Discord. Times have changed. People have their own custom messaging apps now. It's crazy. Alright, else, if z is greater than 0, then return yellow, else return green. Okay, well, something's wrong. What if it was like this? What if it was this? Nope. It's sad they have such cute stickers. I don't use chat anymore. Oh yeah, you get like those free stickers from from the Steam sales. Like when you go to a Steam page, every Steam sale, it's like click on this thing and then you get a free sticker. I never use those. The error when you run into this is this thing, because Colo doesn't exist. Lua doesn't know how to add 1 to a nothing value. Color. Okay, so presumably you need to use color somehow for some reason. they also spell color wrong. That was the intent. You get those little game-related emojis to use in chat. I know some people care a lot about those. They'll like buy a game just because it has emojis that they want. Even, or like some people will put emojis in their game that don't really have anything to do with the game to get people to buy them. But it's like, it's such a niche use case, right? Okay, so why is this not working? If x is equal to negative y, z, why am I not returning things? Why are values not being returned? Return yellow, return green. Good question. Good question. What if I put this earlier? Is that a thing? That does nothing. What did I break? What if I delete everything? What if I just return the beginning? It's not working at all. Do I have a syntax error? Oh, else. It's right there. Wait, why don't they tell me that I have? Oh, it does. It actually does. Okay, that's why. That's why. All right, so let's see. So this is wrong, clearly. Instead of this being green, it should be purple. Okay, this should be the other one. This one is purple. This one is green. And then you gotta check this one. I see. So that's why they have you... Wait. If it's the same, then what? If x equals y, and z is not equal to 0. Is that a thing? Different green, light green. Is that light green? I'm actually not that much into getting gifted subs. Sorry, gifted subs, gifted games in the context of birthdays. I'm too used to seeing the word sub after gifted. Surprisingly, a gift with heavy commitments. Yeah, it's like if you buy someone a game and then it's like, are they then expected to play it, right? What if they don't want it? What if they absolutely hate the game you bought them? But now they're like, oh, but now that you bought me the game, I kind of have to play it, right? Clearly. Alright, what is my error? Line 10. Line 10. Then expected... Oh, it's not this thing. It's this. That's Lua for you. You have the squiggly. Alright, so then this one is there. And then what? I have z. It's not equal to 0. Sorry, this one is x and y. Right, wait, which one is this? This one is if x and y are equal to 0. Okay, so and then if x is not equal to 0 and no, you know what, let's just have this here. If x is not equal to 0 and y is not equal to 0, then you put this here. There's definitely a better way to do this. However, I'm choosing to do it this way. Alright, yes, I have to do it this way. Yes. Okay, I've done it. Let's also remove all this stuff that we don't need. We don't need this one. It's that easy. It doesn't work. Wait, I broke it? Otherwise, return black. Right. Or, no, we had, no, the other thing was right. I removed stuff that I did actually need. It's actually this. Wait, color equals color plus 1. Okay, so I'm not doing anything with this one. If z equals 0, then return black, right? Is that word? We don't need this one. We don't need this one. We don't need this one. But it doesn't match. I've done it wrong. You know, whatever. I had it. I totally had it. I just chose not to do it. Now let's just move on to the next one. Pretend that I did that the intended way. Alright, now we've done all the tutorials. We have received a new email. Welcome to the Community Intro Challenges 1. Staircase. This one might take some thinking to solve elegantly. If you hover over the target object, you can see XYZ position and its color. Look at the relationship between red and green values. So red is X, green is Y. Got gifted some fancy soaps. I've been saving them for a special occasion. I don't know what a special occasion for soap is. Your everyday life. Every day is special. So you gotta make use of the gifts given to you. It's that simple. Okay, so return white. Okay, so what is the conditions here? If X is equal to negative Y, then turn white. Oh, it's that easy. What do you mean this might take some thinking? It's literally this. I mean, I guess that was some thinking. Okay, diagonal line. What is this one? This one is simply if x equals y equals z. Y and x equals z, then return green. And I keep doing shift tab. Is there a way to disable that? Shift tab. I don't think I ever want that to be a thing that I can type. Alright, big X. Yo, this one is if absolute X equals absolute Y equals absolute Z. And abs X equals abs Z, then return back. Easy. I know how to think. I'm aware of using logic. Alright, you can use the % symbol to return remainder of division. We got modulo. Okay, so then this one is it's that easy. Instead of y, it should be z. No, it should be... Oh wait, okay, I'm trying to match the top. X. And then if mod x2 equals 0, okay, I just did that by accident. I did not actually mean to do that. Wait, if you return true, I guess that counts as 1. Is that what it is? 1 is simply true? Is that real if I just return true? It doesn't work. Okay, I guess you can't return true. Syntax error, end. What? End expected. Okay, never mind. Welcome, Tin Fox. What's the best soap? Let's see, pretty sure this is related to modulo. Basically, we want to know if x is even and z is even. It's that easy. So this one should be if y is 0. If y is not equal to 0, then return, is it blank? Right. Okay, and then you return black, and then what? Can we just return? Wait. How would you do this? You want to have if this one return true does work. Wait, why didn't it work when I was doing it? Also, welcome Orblitz. We could just have like return. Okay, so what do I do? This one So we have this stuff matching, and then if we have if y mod 2 equals 0, then try on black code tab. Yeah, what does that mean? If this thing, if y mod 2 is 0, then return. This is not going to work. That is totally not it. This is z, not y. But this does not work. Okay, so and then wait a second. Try on blank code tab. Oh, what are the different tabs for? We just have multiple tabs for stuff. Okay, so you want to, if x plus y, is that what it is? X plus y mod 2 is 0? Is that what it is? That's not what it is. Okay, no, z. Z. Okay, there we go. I know math. It's that easy. Alright, angled rainbow. Colors are just numbers, so true. Okay, so at the top left, so we want to not return anything. Return blank if z, is that one? If z is not 0. Then return blank. And then for the rest of the colors, return, is it just x plus y? Nope. Okay, we gotta consider numbers here. So green is 10. 4. Okay, so peach is there. This one, welcome chicken coop. -3, -3 is 4. So then it should be 10 minus x plus 1 minus. But it's the other way. I have it inverted. Good night, Zoe. Or is it 10 minus? Or maybe it's this minus 10, right? No, no. 10 minus this. But then it's like revert. It's y minus x. No, that doesn't matter, right? It should not matter. It is simply. I just need to reverse this. How do I reverse this? By using math. Okay, so let's see. So this one, 3, 3. Is it just that? Is it just close enough? Doesn't, no, it has to be exactly. It's not close enough. It has to be exactly in the position. Okay, so what am I doing wrong? We got -3, -3. We got this one, welcome Penis. Nothing more relaxing than shader programming, so true. So we got 3, 3. And this one we have 3, 3. So this one should be, it should be 4 plus, right? 4 plus y plus x? No, that is also wrong. So we have 4, and then like 4 minus 10, I'm just like guessing at this point. That is not it. 4 plus, nope, that is totally wrong. Okay. So how do I fix this? How do I rotate? how do I then? So like I have this sign wrong somewhere. This one, -3, -3 is actually 16. It should be 10 plus. Plus negative. Wait, that's the same thing. Okay, we got it inverted. That's not it. 10 minus y. This one. 3, 3 is 4, when 3, 3 should be 16. Negative 3 minus 3 is 16, when it should be 4. So we got 4 and 16. 16 and 4. What if I simply did this and then I added... Surely that's not it. That is definitely wrong. But what if I changed it? What if I just guessed various values and got it right by accident? Okay, so what are the mathematical properties that made this correct? Good question. Good question. It would have to be, you would then just, hold on. So we add 20. This is, that works. This is negative 10, and then you gotta add 20 to it. Now, hold on. So this one would in fact be negative 10 plus y plus x, and then you add 20 to it. So it would be 10 plus y plus x. Is that right? That doesn't seem right. Does anyone know math? How do you how do you invert this expression? Is this it? This can't be it. There's no way this is it. Okay, never mind. That is in fact it. Turns out that is totally it. Can't wait to see crazy shaders in the game dev streams. I already have shaders in my game. The texture for the dirt is using shaders. There's a lot of shaders being used. Alright, well I figured that out at some point. Alright, wooden table. You gotta create a table. Okay, so this one, if y is equal to 1, return brown. Return brown. And then else if, this is the, if absolute x and is it equal to 2 and absolute y equal to, and then I guess these could be in the same, okay, so this is wrong. This has to be z. And then it has to be and y is greater than, y is less than 1. Okay, but then you could also simplify this. You could do this like this. I think. Yes, okay, so that does work. Yeah. Okay, well that works. We're gonna get a new email, surely. Alice from Retrotech. Alice Creations. Strawberry cake slice. Okay, so this is new. I think the other ones, we've seen them in the demo or similar. Now it is totally new content, never before seen on this stream. Return stops the code. Sometimes it's annoying, sometimes it's useful. Is this Lua? It sure is. It definitely is Lua. Alright, so what do? We gotta have, let's work with the base on the bottom here. We got brown. So the brown, okay, so if everything is only between z equals 1 and negative 1. So if absolute z is less than 2, then do this. Right. Return red. Okay, so we have the red. And then we have this one. If y is 3 or x is negative 3, y equals 3 or x equals -3, then return white. Okay, and then this one, we gotta return the brown base. So then if y is equal to -3, then return brown. Also this, okay, and then we gotta have the middle one. So then this one will be else if y is equal to 0, then return pink. Light pink. It's probably light pink. No, that is not a color. What is that? Peach? I'm just gonna guess. It's probably peach. It sure is. It's that easy. Alright, next game. Sorry, next game. Sorry. Next puzzle. And too used to variety Saturdays when I just say next game. Welcome, Remblank. Okay, first try making an hourglass shape. Don't forget you can use inequalities, not just equal. Okay. Let's see, we want to match the top thing. So this one is if welcome Choco. Happy Monotony Monday. No, we got many puzzles. Although it is the same game, it is many puzzles. Some may describe this in some ways as being similar to Picross, maybe. I would not necessarily describe it that way, but some people have. Alright, so let's see, what do we have here? Return yellow. And then what do we want? We want to have this. Did I welcome Namington? I don't think I did. Welcome, Namington. 4D Picross with time travel. Alright, so then this one we gotta check what are the mathematical properties of this thing. Yeah, 0, 1, 0, if 0. If x plus y, is that anything? If x plus y, absolute x plus y, x plus absolute y. Wait, I don't know. I'm just trying things, seeing what it returns. That is not it. It has to be z, right? Not y, but z. No. Sorry, this will always return true. That's not what I want. What if it was this? That's not true at all. That in fact did not do anything. What if it was this? What if it was this? Is this anything? That is not anything. Okay, I'm kind of just trying things. Okay, so hourglass shape. You gotta take a look here. If x is great, is it x is greater than z? Now, what if I did this? What if it was like this? That's not it. Okay, but that's kind of like something. If x is greater than y. Okay, so that's like part of it. That is part of it. If absolute x is greater than absolute y. Okay, but it's the other one. It's the other way. I've done it. It's actually so simple that I found that by accident somehow. And by somehow I mean it's because I'm a genius. Clearly, obviously. Okay, tiny duck. Look at this cute little duck. Tried making it with the minimum amount of voxel that's still communicated duck. That is in fact a duck. A mallard, if you will. Do you think this is perhaps a mallard? Okay, so let's see. What do we got here? We got brown. Maybe we want the brown to be the base. Okay, so this one we have if y is equal to 0, then we have the base. Okay, and then it has to be between some values. let's see, it has to be if x is between 1 and -1. So it would be this, right? And then z is between -1, sorry, 1 and -2. So this is if absolute z is less than 3. Wait. Z plus 1 is less than 3. That doesn't make sense. Does it make sense? It kind of does. Less than 2. No. Okay, I was trying to be too clever here. Is there like a thing where it's like between? Are there functions that are between? Instead of me doing z is less than this and z is less than this. Extent, what is this? Extent? Largest value for XYZ. Okay, that's not needed. This is how I feel trying to open things in OpenSCAD. I don't even know what that is. Code. Conditions. They're in range. Helpful functions. Oh, in range. That would help so much. Okay, so this one will be an in range. Z should be between, what is it? I already forgot. -2 and 1. Is this inclusive though? In range, yes, it is inclusive. So it's between -2 and 1. Okay, so we have the base. It's a text-based CAD program. That sounds cool. That sounds pretty neat. Okay, so we have this thing, and then we gotta also add this part. So let's see. This is if this is there, or what is this value? This one is if y value is +1, or is probably a better way to do this. If y is equal to 1, and what? And what even? Good question. If y is equal to 1, and so it is within this range, then hold on. If y equals 0, we could put this one in here, perhaps. So y equals 0, or y equals 1 and x equals 0. Okay, so we have this part. And we gotta add, maybe let's add the green part. Or no, we can add the gray part. Else if y is equal to -1 and x is equal to 0, then return gray. Gray with an E or an A with an E? I wonder if both work. Okay, they don't both work. It assumes a certain spelling of gray. Okay, so that works. We could also move this thing, you know, because these conditions are in common. We could move them together, but I will choose not to. Okay, let's add the legs. So then this one we have else if z is -1 and y is greater than, y is less than 0, return orange. Okay, but it also has to be between, okay, so it's not just less than 0, it is in range, y -2 and 0. And -1 actually. Okay, so we have the legs. Oh, but it has to not be there. So let's see, what is this one? This one is if if x is 0 and x is not equal to 0, then we have the green part. So then the green part should be first, I think. If z equals 1 and y is greater than 0, then return green. Right, and then you have the yellow thing. So if, what is this one? This is 2 and 2. So y and z are equal to 2. Return yellow. And it has to be x equals 0, right? Sorry, that's not that way. What the heck did I do here? Why is this thing? Oh, this one has to be if x equals 0. Then this. Else if. I kind of wish this had like a Vim a Vim mode. I really wish I was writing this in Vim right now. I'm sure the developer has received many feedbacks saying, you gotta add Vim support. Can't believe you don't have Vim support in a programming game. Okay, so this one is not actually how the yellow works. This one is if y and z... Also, yes, I should drink water. I will do that after I've solved this. If y equals 2 and z equals 2 and x equals 0, why is that not? Oh, because this thing is outside the range. The music just stopped. Is that expected? Did I spend too long on this level? Okay, I guess I'll drink water now then. Alright, I have successfully hydrated. Alright, so then this one should be this. This condition should not be in there. And then we have this one. Alright, so then with this one we have x equals 0 and y equals 0 and this thing. Is there like a better function for this? There probably is. Probably is a thing that checks all values. Or maybe not. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. I was like, what if there's a thing where you can pass in 3 arguments and then if x, y, and z are all equal to this thing, then it just works. But it doesn't. Wait, what is if box? Wait, is that a function? Oh, they define their own function. Okay, well, you know, we don't need it. Alright, so that does not match. Why does it not match? Why is this not correct? Overall match 99.7. Oh, is there like an internal, like in the duck? Green in front? Oh, right. True. So true. Green has to be there. Okay, so x is 0, y is, and z is 1, and y is greater than -1. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Michael. It's that easy. let's do stairwell. Okay, this is pretty similar to the other one that we did. So this one, we have, so if, what's this one? If z is 0, then return red, right? And then if x equals y, or x equals negative y, no, this one has to be, if z is greater than 1, and x equals y, then return, is that gray? What color is this? This is 2. That is in fact gray. Okay, it has to be greater than 0. And then you do the same thing for the other side. There we go. Now there is probably a better way to do this. But I will not do it. I will simply just continue, because if I spend too long trying to optimize things, I will not get anything done. Yeah, was this Among Us? It's a chair. Look for symmetry and use abs. So true. So return orange. And then we gotta have if absolute x is equal to 1, or absolute y is equal to 1, then return orange. Sorry, and. Or sorry, this should be z. Alright, so we have the chair, we have the bottom, and also this thing. We got this thing and this thing, but it needs to be not included with this one up here. So how do we do that? Good question. For now, I will simply good question. Good question. So this should be if in range y is between, sorry, if y is less than 3, then you do this stuff, right? Because you exclude the top one, and then you want to exclude this stuff as well. And so to do that, you would do now let's add this thing first. If y is -1, y equals -1. Look at this indentation. So we have that, and then this one has to be between, if absolute x and z are less than 2 and absolute z is less than 2. So we have this part of the chair, and then you want to remove this stuff. So then if absolute x and z is equal to 1, and what part is this? This one is if z is if y is greater than or equal to 0. Hold on. If y is greater than or equal to 0, and z is greater than, wait, z is greater than 0, then you want to return blank, right? Okay, so that gets rid of that part. And then we just got to add the thing to the top. So how do you do that? Well, good question. You could have in here somewhere this one here specifically. If y is equal to 2, so let's see, if y 2 and x 0 and and what? And z is equal to 0. Sorry, that is wrong. If z is equal to -1. Okay, there's definitely a better way to do this. I just don't know what it is at the moment. So I will just have this really ugly code right here. Wow. Wow, look at this code. Okay, so how do I clean this up? Well, I guess, like, if any of these are true, can I save this? Let's add a new code tab. Let's save this. I'll go back here. If this thing, or this thing, or this thing, or the other thing, then return orange. That does not work. Turns out that is actually wrong. Oh, because the first one is, wait, where was my code to return blank? Oh, this is not the same. Okay. Okay, so that fixes it. And then we have to know that this is not there. And, right, and we have this thing. This thing is here. And this thing is there, and that thing is there. And this thing is here. Okay, this is really ugly code, but it works. Do not ask me why it works. But it works. Did I welcome Ranu? Were you here in the beginning? I'm scrolling up. No. Welcome. Gotta make sure I don't double greet people, you know? Imagine greeting people multiple times. Alright, strawberry. Okay, that is a very square strawberry. Free greetings. No. Alright, remember you can peek inside objects. What? You gotta go inside the object? Whoa. Whoa, what the hell? Dude, this is complicated. Alright, so let's see. Oh man, what the? This got so much more complicated. The inside 3x3 of this cute strawberry is all color 4. Okay. So we got peach. Everything on the inside is peach. Welcome, Carabelle. Thank you for the 8 months. That is, in fact, many months. Okay, so you're saying the inside is all this. So, if absolute x is less than, let's remove this, return peach. So the absolute x is less than 2 and absolute y is less than 2 and absolute z is less than 2, then return peach. Okay, so we have the inside. Okay, so that we have that handled. And then So we want to do this thing up here, maybe. The top here. Oops, what did I just do? Did not mean to do that. So we want to do the green thing. If something, return green, end. So then how do we do this one up here? This one is if absolute x and z are less than... Wait, that's not what it is. It's if x plus y... What is it? If absolute x plus y plus z is less than 3. That's not it at all. How do you do this kind of shape? Is it like a square root of something? If x and y, absolute x is less than... No, because this will give you a square. What is the pattern for doing this sort of thing? You check the documentation, geometry, code, variable comparisons, exponents, clamp, sign, in range, mix. What is mix? Return to value interpolated from A to B based on T. Oh, that's literally, this is the thing that exists in shader logic. Square root. B to I. A tan. Alright, well, you gotta determine the relation between these values here. So 0, 0 is there. 0, 1. Oh, this is if it's less than... Wait. How would this work? You're telling me I have to think? I have to apply critical thinking skills to this. I can't believe it. Tan, did you go on the beach today? When was the last time you've all been to the beach? I don't even remember. It's probably been so many years for me. Maybe even a decade at this point. Alright, so what do we got? What do we have here? If absolute. What if x is greater, x plus y greater than, is this a thing? What does that do? That is not what I want. It's been longer than a decade. It sure has been a while. Is this what I want? If absolute x plus y is less than 2. No, that's not it. So this one is only applicable if y equals 2. And that is not how it works. So what do we got here? If x is 0 and y is 0, then that is there. You want this one to not be there though. Is it x minus y? No, that's not it. Surely I will guess my way there. It's gotta be. It has to be. Y is 0. I mean, I could just do it like the square in the middle and then have like each one of these be handled on their own as separate things. There's gotta be like some way to do this. But maybe I'll handle that later. And absolute x is less than 2 and absolute y is less than 2. Sorry, why didn't that work? Okay, y equals 2. Oh, it's not z, it's z. or absolute x is equal to 2 and absolute y equals 2. Oh wait, is it just this? Less than or equal to 2? That's not it. That is in fact not it. Okay. Less than... Okay, so if this or absolute x equals 2 and absolute z equals 2, that is not it. And z equals 0. No, there's gotta be a better way. There has to be. Ain't no way that this is the right way to do it. Literally impossible. Welcome, Delicious Smile. It can't be this. Welcome, Frosty Klondike. Is replicube like the GameCube I do not know what that is, so I cannot answer confidently. I simply have no idea. Let's see, if absolute x is 2 and this. That does not work. That is in fact not what I want. This one should be surrounded as well. So that is there. And then we also could have this. Okay, so like that works for this, but I mean, it's kind of weird. Surely there's a better way to do it. I don't know what that better way is. But I mean, okay, this works for now. And then this one. Return red. And then we want this one. So then if y is equal to, if absolute y and absolute x is equal to 1, and absolute y, then return pink, light pink, what is that, peach? Okay, but then I need to remove this one. How then would I remove this one? Good question. I will handle that later. If y equals 0 and z equals 0, then return peach. So that is there. Good. And then we got to do this one. This one has to be... Oh, it's not absolute. This is if x equals y, right? Yeah, this is if x equals y. But then it has to be... and x mod 2 equals 0 equals 1. Okay, that is not it. Why is that not it? So this matches. Maybe like something inside doesn't match. What do we have that's not matching here? Oh wait, what? Oh, there's stuff on the bottom too? Oh man, what the heck? Oh no. You're telling me there's more. Alright, well, if if y is -2, and then how do you do this one nicely? Is there even a nice way to do this? If if x is equal to 1 and z is equal to 1, or x is equal to 0 and z is equal to -1, then return each end. It doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Oh, this is if. Okay, that was really bad. This code is actually the worst code you could ever come up with. Is there a way I can check how other people did it? How do I check? Submit. Log in to CubeNet to post and view scores. I gotta sign up with my email address. I'm gonna harvest all my info. Oh, maybe I'll do that off stream. This was really bad code though. Alright, the next one. Oh, there's a lot of new stuff. Unlock your creativity. In order to create your own objects, you need to activate the voxel app in free edit mode. This could be a virus. Why would I want to run a script from supposed CubeNet admin? Well, there it is. Alright, next one. Alice Creations 2. A dog! Wait a second. I was literally talking about how we can make a dog. And they have this built into the game right now. Literally, a dog. Alright, lots of x-axis symmetry. You can use max to make boxes and frame shapes. Adding coordinates usually makes a diagonal line. Yo, Choco J Dog? Choco J Dog if it was different? Alright, let's see. A lot of x-axis symmetry. So then this one would be, let's comment this out. So then if absolute x is greater than 1, I'm trying to return blank for everything outside this range. If absolute x is greater than 1, or absolute... No, that's it. Then return blank. Return brown. Alright, so we have the centroid of the dog. Now, how does this diagonal line thing help us? Is this thing the diagonal line they're talking about? Is that a thing that I should consider? Is this the diagonal line? Also, what is inside? Okay, so this one is also... What color is that? Is that light brown? It's orange. Decomposes your dog, guys. Alright, so then... Okay, so the very bottom should be... You know, a way to work with this is to carve out the shapes, right? Instead of thinking, you know, set this thing, you could have negative space. So then this one could be, you know, you could carve out this stuff. So if y is, so then this one is if z is 3, and y is not equal to 1, then return blank. So we have carved out that part of the dog. This is what Picross 3D trained us for. I've never even played Picross 3D. Welcome, Marklar. Okay. So if y is equal to 1, then we want to return orange. If y equals 1, then return orange, else return blank. Right? Did I get something wrong? If y is equal to 1, then return orange. Now, what syntax error do I have? Oh, I need end, right. Help guys, my dog is stuck in a cube. Picross 3D is pretty fun. It's like Picross, but 3D. I would have hoped so. I would assume that it is that. It would be strange if it wasn't. Alright, so now we can carve out the bottom part. It's a lot like this. Is it though? Or is it totally different? What's the problem? The dog. The dog is not even supposed to be there. Alright, so then this one is if y is less than -1 and in range z -2 and 1, then return blank. Okay, now look at this dog. Look at this freaking dog. Okay, and then we gotta carve out this part right here. If what do we have for this one? If y is less than 1. Okay, so we can move this logic in here. It actually is so much like this if it was Picross. But there's no coding though. It's simply because there's cubes. It's a totally different thing. Alright, so this one is if x is equal to 0. Or x is equal to 0. Okay, so we've carved out that. And then if y is equal to -3, then return orange. Okay, now we have the legs of the dog right there. It's that easy. You know what else is like Picross 3D? Minecraft. Minecraft in these. Alright, then we can carve out, you know, this part of the dog. Alright, so then this one would be if y is greater than 0, then we gotta check if z is in range between, well, if z is less than 1, then return blank. Okay, we've carved out that part of the dog. It should be less than, is that right? Yeah, that is right. Okay, so that's there. And then we can remove this part right here. This one would be if z is equal to hold on. If z is equal to 2, then return blank. Right, but then we gotta also check whether what did I do there? If z is equal to 2 and y is equal to 3. Okay, so we've done that. We need to also have the ears. So then how do you do that? If y is equal to 3, hold on, this logic could be contained in here. If y is equal to 3, you can put if z is there. Alright, so then if y is equal to 3, and if x is equal to 0, then return blank. Right, so now we have the ears. This thing should be colored the right way. So let's see, from here, we have if z is equal to 2, z is equal to 2, then return, this is not going to be right, but it'll be something. So if z is equal to 2 and x is equal to 0. Alright, and then we have to also not add it if y is 3. Y. Oh, this one needs to be in the else. Oops. Okay, so we have this. Is there. This thing should also be indented. Mind raft. Chicken jockey, am I right, guys? Okay, now we need the tail. The tail of the dog. Alright, so the tail would be added if, what is some logic for this condition here? I could simply add it like this. I mean, they did give us a hint. Adding coordinates usually makes a diagonal line. How is that relevant here? Is that because of this? Max of negative z minus 1 y. Wait, let's see what this returns. What does this return? What's wrong with my code? End expected? What? Line 13. And no, that's there. That's fine. Why was that not there? What? Is there dead code eliminate? What if I delete all this? Okay, so oh, that's what it was. That they're telling us this thing makes this kind of shape. Welcome, Sharp Pumpkin. Okay, so we can use this shape for the dog tail, I think. Adding coordinates usually makes a diagonal line. I would not say this is a diagonal line necessarily. This is like a tail. Okay, so how does this work? Return max negative z minus 1 comma y. Interesting. What if we put this here? That doesn't work. Max z, if this is greater than 0, then return orange. This dog's got pants? He has no pants. This dog has no pants. Yo, what if we gave this dog some pants? Okay, the dog's color has also changed. This is in fact not pants. Alright, so why is this a thing? If it's greater than or equal to 0. So we could put this up here. That'll return a large thing. It's a dog is contained within this entity of some kind. Okay, so this makes, how do I make use of this? If max of z minus 1 is greater than... can I make this like greater than 1? Greater than 2? Oh, greater than 3. Greater than 2. And then instead of z minus 1, greater than or equal to 1. No, 0. 1. I don't really know what I'm doing. 3. 3. Greater than 3. Greater than 3, guys. It's greater than 3. Okay, so then what if I put this one here? Okay, so now we have this. This is in fact something. If max z minus 1. Is it y minus 1 perhaps? Y plus 1? No, what am I doing? How does this work? If z, so we want y to be lowered by 1. Y minus 1 minus 2. Y plus 1. Okay, but then it needs to not be here. It needs to not be this. So it's like if this one would be if if x is 0, and you do this, right? And then this one would have to be y is less than 3. And z is less than negative 1. Okay, well, something is wrong. But, oh, what the heck is this? It's not even supposed to be. Okay, so then y has to be between 1 and 2. So this would have to be in range y 1 2. Okay, we have a dog. Everyone, you were afraid that I would not get this dog. I definitely have a dog for real. I've broken something. What have I broken? What is the code? This one should not be there. Okay, we have a dog. Alright, so that's there. Let's go. This feels a bit messy. I would say this is not so great. I should remember this though. Max of negative something is something. Okay, the next one. Fancy hourglass. What the heck is this? That's way too fancy. Note it can be helpful to visualize values by returning them and looking at them as colors. Adding and subtracting coordinates can make lots of interesting slopes. Okay, so I mean we had an hourglass earlier. How did I solve that one? If absolute x plus absolute y. Absolute x plus y. Can I check my previous code? Basic hourglass. I did this. Okay, let's copy this. Let's go back to the next one. Alright, so we did this. This is what I had last time. If absolute x, absolute y is greater than absolute x. And absolute y is greater than absolute z. Okay, so we have this shape. Is greater than or equal to... No, just greater. What about this one? What if I did this? Okay, so that gives you this shape. So then we need, oh, but then there's like a lot more complex logic up there. What the heck? How did we do that shape last time? This one right here, this sort of diamond shape, I was trying to figure that out at some point, but I was not able to do it. Alright, this one should be an absolute of z and x. Z is greater than or equal to absolute x, and absolute z is greater than absolute y, then return blank. Nope. That's not what it is. What if it was this? What the heck is this? I mean, that's something. Oh, maybe what if this was less than? No. That's not what I want. Return absolute of x plus y. Return absolute x plus y. So what does this do for us? This gives us this thing. Now what do we do with this? How does this help us? I don't know. Let's do a different one. Let's do a cute computer. Simple. This one is much simpler. Welcome, Nutritious. Okay, so we learned the trick from last time where you can do like an L shape. I already forgot how to do that. We should also see what's inside the computer. Okay, so the screen is the only thing that's there. So the whole thing, you can simply return pink, and then you can start carving out things. So this one is if, what is this one? If x is greater than -4, and z is greater than or equal to -1, then return blank. Oops, that is wrong. That is in fact not what I wanted. I have it flipped around. This should be if y, not z, y. No, what is that? What am I doing? Oh god. If x is greater than, oh, this is if y is greater than. Okay. And then you want to check this one. And then for this one, this is if y is -3, and absolute x is less than or equal to 3. Return light blue. Alright, then we also need to check range. If z is in range of 0 and 3. Right, okay, so now we have the keyboard. And now we need to check the screen. For the screen we have if z equals -2, return blue. So that's not right, but we have something going on. Is that dark blue? Okay, so that is dark blue. If z equals -2 and y is in range of, what is this value? -1 and 3. Then you got the screen and absolute x is less than or equal to 3. Alright, so we got the screen. And then you want to return the Pong pieces. So then this one should be if y is in range of what? If absolute x is equal to 3, return white. But then you want it to not be up there. So then this would be and in range y should be between 0 and 2. Right, then we have this one. Else if x equals -1 and y equals 2, this one can be an OR condition. There we go. Quite simple, actually. There's probably a better way to do it. This is how I chose to do it. Okay, next one. Puzzle cube. Is this one, I'm going to assume this one is probably a Rubik's Cube. Somewhat. Sort of. It's a Rubik's Cube if it had stuff around it. Okay, I'm going to do a different one. I don't feel like doing this one. Let's do not a flower. What is this one? You can use not equals to check if a value is not equal. True. Did I welcome Nutritious? I did. I don't know if I saw your message. I can't remember if I was so focused. I don't know if I greeted you. All right. So for this one, you want to check if these values are not equal. So let's see. Value absolute x plus y plus 6. So that gives you the outside. If it is not equal to 0, so this one should be if, how do we check, what are these properties here? This one would be 0, 0, 3, 2, 3. This one would be like if x plus y equals, hold on, if absolute x plus y equals 3, then return. I'm just gonna see what this, oh wait, that does something. What the heck is this? Some kind of strange shape. Absolute x plus y is equal to 3. Return something. Well, that does something, but I would like this to also be on the other side. Oh, is it just this? X plus y equals 3? No, that only does it in one way. So absolute x plus y is equal to 3. And then how do we do the other one? If absolute y, is it like less than? No, that's not right. So then we gotta do, minus? Whoa, wait, that's it. Then return blank. Okay, and then this one is simply don't do it. Okay, well, this does something. This is not exactly what I want it to return, but it does something. So that's there. If y, oh, this one, I guess we don't need this. Is that it? Okay, so then this one should just return blank. But that's not correct. That is in fact, oh, we need to, okay. We need to also restrict the z. Or abs z is less than or equal to 2. Greater than or equal to 2. Interesting. Now I feel like I didn't really make use of this thing that they wanted me to make use of. It's probably not the intended strat, but okay. I mean, it works. Things are happening. Alright, so that works. Next one. Brick wall. Whoa, this one is huge. What the heck? Don't forget about modulo. It has lots of uses. So true. It sure does. It does, in fact, have many uses, as you can tell from this puzzle right here. Alright, so let's start off trying to get the checkerboard pattern on the bottom. How did I do it the first time? I already forgot. Let's see. So this one would be if y is equal to -7. Then you do this. Let's see, these colors are 1 off from each other, I think. No, this is 2 and 10. Gray and, wait, why is that 10? No, 2 and 12. Gray and dark blue. I think there's a function called like step or something. Step. If a is greater than, wait, if a is greater than b, returns 1, otherwise returns 0. So you can do, let's see. X mod 3 equals 0, then return gray. No. What is x divided by 3? X mod 3. No, that is wrong. That is in fact not what I want. Or is it? X mod 3. X times 3 mod 3. That's not it. No, this will always mod 3. What am I doing? X mod 3 mod 2. That's what I want. That is not what I want. What am I trying to do here? X times 3 mod 2. No. So I'm trying to, like, we want every 3 of these to be something. How did they use modulo here? Y mod 5. Interesting. Really makes you think. Really causes you to ponder how life works. There's not much difference between life and replicube if you think about it. Also, I'm going to drink water. It is in fact 7 p.m. Alright, I have successfully hydrated. Alright, how do you make a checkerboard pattern? That's a question. Good question. No one here knows. Okay, so this one... Well, how do you make a like a 1 by 1 checkerboard? It's like this, right? X mod 2 equals 0. And then this else. Return white. Blue. Dark blue. How did I do it the other time? If X mod 2... Did I do and Z mod 2? Okay, well that's something. If this is this, and that is that, then return gray. That is not what I want. I would like to check how I did it previously. Checkerboard. Welcome Felix Salm. Cool game. I'm having a good time with it. How did I do this? I had this one be... Oh wait, I add them. I add them and then I mod them together. I see. Okay, which one was it? Was this one? Okay, so I add and mod X plus Z mod 2. Oops, I accidentally took a screenshot. Alright, so for this one, I need to make sure that it's every 3 instead of every 1. How does that work? How would that work? Do I just like times 3? No, that doesn't do anything. Is it like mod 6? No. Mod 3. Mod 4, mod 2. If X plus Z... What if it was like X mod 2 plus Z mod 2? No, that's not anything. Wait, how does this work? How do you make a 3 every 3? It changes. Gotta know, and we have to know. I just don't know. Well, maybe I'll do a different one. Let's do what about tiled room? Maybe like if you do them in order. You know, maybe that was the intent. You do them in order and then they tell you. I guess they don't. Okay, this one has the single checkerboard. So we could do that one in this one. If, what is that one? Y is equal to -6, then absolute X plus Y, sorry, Z mod 2 is There's also a step. If step is greater than or equal to 0, then you have dark blue. Wait, wait. Return this one plus dark blue. Yo. Wait, what color is that? This color is light blue. Just regular blue. Okay, dark blue. This would be dark blue plus times 2 plus dark blue. Wow, how does he do it? Step, okay, by the way, step compares this value to this one. And then if it is, then it returns 0. If it's greater than or equal to, sorry, if it's greater than, it returns 0. If not, it returns 1. So then I times 2 because these colors are 2 apart. And that is simply how you do it. Alright, now we have the wall. Now, if I remember from last time, they did like absolute, let's see, if absolute z plus x equals 1, then return white. Is that what it is? No. Negative z. No, how did they do it? Minus. No. What? Wait, check the dog, guys. Remember the dog? How did they make this dog? Max negative. Oh, they use max, not absolute. Okay, so max between a negative something and the other. Okay. So go back to this one. Max. Oh, okay. So then if the maximum value is max of negative z, no, max of negative x is equal to 6. Oh, now I'm getting it. Alright, so we have this. And then we gotta add the window right here. Alright, so for this one, this one is if z is equal to negative 6, then we have brown. Sorry, it should be not z, but rather positive 6. Okay. And then this will be if x and y, absolute x and absolute y are between 3 inclusive. Okay, so now we have this. And then we have to have the holes. So this one would be... Oh wait, hold on. I could do this. No, I can't do that. This should be or, right? It should be this. No, wait, there's a better way. No, okay, never mind. Never mind. No, surely, right? If this one is equal to, and then this one is equal to, but it should not be. This one is less than. Oh, whatever, it's fine. Okay, I wanted to like see if I could just make the border without the inside. There probably is some way to do it, but I don't know. Wait, you could probably do it with max, right? If max x comma y is equal to 3. Wait a second. Oh shoot. Okay, I'm getting it now. So then it's this one. And then I can add the cross in the middle. But then that's like kind of complex. That's quite complex. I could assign this to a variable. And then this one would be if it's equal to this or 0. Right? Hold on. If this was equal to 0, so that would only be in the middle. Okay. Or x equals 0 and y, or y equals 0. Okay. Hold on. If z equals 6, then and okay, so this is something. This one would have to be, we gotta check whether it's between these. So if z equals 6 and absolute x less than or equal to 3 and absolute y less than or equal to 3. Okay, I guess I don't need this one. Do I need this one? So if x equals 0 or y equals 0, then we have this. Else if return like, okay, but there is a better way. We can set this one to here. Yes, that also works. So that is something. We should start commenting stuff. This is the floor. And this one is the window. Alright, let's submit this one. Alright. Now these ones I had issues with. Brick wall. Not sure how to do the checkerboard pattern on the floor when it's not just 1 by 1. Puzzle cube. I guess we can do puzzle cube. Alright, so for puzzle cube, we know the inside is hollow, right? There's nothing in here. Wait, is there? Yeah, there's nothing within. Alright, so then this one, return black by default. This one should be if absolute x greater than. Welcome NanoDan. Was gonna say this game has a cool name, but the game looks cool too. It is pretty cool. I'm having a good time. If it's equal to or absolute y. Wait. Is that what it is? Okay, and then or absolute z. Okay, so now inside this thing is hollow. Wait, it's not. Is it? It is hollow. Okay, so inside it is hollow, which is good. Now we just have to add the other sides. Okay, so then this one, so then if it's top, if, what is this one? If y is greater than 0, then return white. No. It's got to be if y is equal to 2, and then we must also check the inside. He's replicubing. He's doing it. We need like a thing to check whether we're on the edge. So then if absolute, wait a second, if this is equal to this, you want to not draw this thing if you're like over here. What is a function slash formula slash whatever that does this? Max xyz, is that it? If max x absolute y z is equal to 2, then return black. Wait, is that anything? If y equals 2, wait, what am I doing here? If maximum, what is this return? So this return, why does this return this? Maximum x, y, and z is 2. What does this do? Why does that do this? Oh, because I didn't do absolute z. Okay, and then inside it should be hollow, which it is. And then if you do this, the top should be, no, it is not white. Well, okay, maybe we don't do this. Maybe we simply go this way. Okay, so this one, if absolute of z is less than 2 and absolute x is less than 2 and this. Now there's got to be a better way to do it. I do not know what that would be at the moment. But there has to be. There's got to be some way to do it. I mean, the obvious thing to do is just copy paste many times. If it's a -2, then you return yellow. Right? It's that easy. Now, ideally, I would not be doing this because there's got to be some way to do it. Welcome soon to Moon. What are we doing? We're replicating a cube. This is literally a cube that we're replicating. Okay, I could put this in here, right? This could be this. If y is equal to 2, then return white. And then And then what? What if it wasn't? Does this do anything? Does that even work? Is this anything? Oh wait, I could just do this. Why did I need the y equals 2? Why did I need that? I don't know. Okay, but then this also does from the bottom, right? So then we need to check. That's why we need to check y. Step of, let's see, if it's greater than 0, then return yellow. Wait, step y 0. So if it's greater than 0, you return if it's less than 0, you return yellow. And then if it's greater, well, you know, I don't know why I'm complicating this. Y equals, then return white else, return yellow. Alright, then you do the same thing for the other two faces. So then instead of Z, it would be Y, right? This one would be Z. The else if. Alright, so then instead of yellow, it would be red. Whoops. And then instead of white, it would be orange. Alright, now what I see here is that these have the X in common. I could probably extract this to a common branch. But instead of doing that, I will instead just hardcode, because I don't know how best to do it. Okay, so then this one, it would be instead of Y and X, it would be Z and Y. Okay, and then instead of orange, green. And then instead of red, it's blue. Light blue. Okay. That was it. Unfortunately, I think this code kind of sucks, but whatever, it's fine. Just move on. Alright, fancy hourglass or brick wall? I got a new email. Some new objects. Okay, I think I'll do these ones instead of the other ones, because brick wall and fancy hourglass are kind of complicated. Penguin? Question mark. Yo, we got a penguin? You might need to peek inside to get the internal colors correct. Alright, what do we got inside this penguin? Okay, so the white part of the penguin only goes up until here. Welcome, Lexi. Yeah, this is here. This seems doable. Alright, so the penguin. If... what dimension is this? Z. If Z, absolute Z, is less than or equal to 1, return, is that dark brown? Dark brown. Alright, so we have this one, and then we also need to check whether X is between 2 and negative 2. Alright, we have this part, we have that part. And then we need, okay, the bottom as well. Let's see, the bottom part. is there. Alright, so then if x is 0 and y is negative 3, if x is 0 and oops, and y equals negative 3, then return blank. Right? And then if z is 2 and y is negative 3, hold on. We gotta put this in here. It's gotta be in there. Alright, so that's there. If z is negative 2, then return dark brown. It should be actually the other way. It's 2. Okay, so that's there. And let's see. So this branch should be before this one. Alright, and then we also need to check whether x is between, so we have this one. We can reuse this one. Alright. And now, so we have the outside correct. We need, let's see, the yellow part. It is only in 1 pixel. So the yellow one would be if, what is this one? 0, 0, 2. Okay, so with this one, if z x equals 0 and y equals 0 and z equals 2, then return yellow. Okay, we have this one. And then this one would be if z is greater than or equal to -1, then return white. Oops. That is wrong. That is in fact not what I want. This is if z is greater than -1, it should be greater than 0. Sorry, greater than equal to 0. So it's there, but then it must also check the middle part. So then this would be if x is less than 1 and absolute y is less than or equal to 2. Right, so we have this. It goes in 1 layer, and then after that it's done. And now we need the eyes. So this one would be if absolute of x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 2, then return black. That's wrong. That is in fact incorrect. Y is equal to 2. Y is equal to 1. But y, what is this? The absolute x is equal to this, and y is equal to 1. Should that not be set here? Welcome Polyglitch. So true. I did play the demo. This is the full game. The full game is out. Alright, so why are the eyes not working? Y is equal to 1. What? Oh, wait, wait, the eyes are on the other side. Okay, the Y should not be there. It should be on the other side. Now, what was it? Absolute X and What? Z needs to be equal to 1. What? Z equals 1? Wait, what? If Z is equal to 1... Oh, because I didn't set this here. This one needs to be before. There we go. Alright, so that works. There's got to be a better way, but I'm not going to try to do it. I will simply go on to the next one. A taco. Nostalgic handheld game. Orange creamsicle. Yummy. Once again, don't forget you can drag the axis to peek. Alright, I'm going to assume inside is white. Yes. Alright, so... for peach. We can start off with the stick. So then this one would be if... is that Z? If Z is 0 and X is 0. And Y is less than... What color is it? Where does this go? Where does the stick go to? Okay, the stick only goes up until here. It goes up until Y equals -2. Return peach. Alright, so we have the stick. I would have imagined that... Oh no, the stick goes up even more. Where does it go up to? I guess we could simply do this. Nope. Okay, so it actually goes up to... Is that one? -1. -1. Alright. Does it go down to -5? It does. Okay, so now that we have that, now we need to make the... We can make the inside, the cream part. So this one is from here. If... what dimension is this? X? If X is... No, if Z is 0... I guess we could nest this inside here. If this... Then return peach. And then this one would be if... What is that? If Y is in range of... Is it? You know, it probably would be better to put the chat here. It's not blocking the axis or anything. Okay, so if in range Y is between -1 and 3, and absolute X is less than or equal to 1, and return white. Alright, so we have that. And then the rest of it would just be the cube. So then this would be if X is absolute X is less than or equal to 2, and Y is in range between negative, what is that one, -2 and 4, and Z is less than or equal to 1, then return orange. There we go. Simple. That one, pretty simple. Alright, next one. Building. Make sure to peek inside. Helps to see how the blue edges were made. Interesting. Wait, what the heck? Okay, this one's kind of complicated. Let's do a different one. Tic-tac-toe. Surely this one is simple. Alright, so for this one, we already know how to get the hash thing in the middle. The hashtag. So let's see. If so if z is not equal to 0, we do nothing. So this one, if z is not equal to 0, then, well, if z is 0, then return blank. Sorry, if z is not equal to 0. Alright, and then this one would be if absolute x equals to 2, or absolute y equals 2, then return white. Okay, oh, and then this thing they had in the beginning is it helps you with this one. Alright, so for this one, absolute x equals absolute y, and absolute x is less than or equal to 1. Alright, so we have that one. And then we need to do the green circles. What is the best way to do that? We don't know. There's got to be some way, right? So let's see. You can do how would you even do this? If x, how did we do that in the other one? If absolute x equals absolute y, hold on, let me just try to see what this does. That's not what I want. If absolute x, hold on, let's check the previous one we did. We did one that was like, which one was it? Fancy hourglass, tilted room, not a flower. I think it was this one. Was it this one? Yeah, it was. This is one where we did this. If absolute x plus y equals 3, or absolute x minus y equals 3. I think that's something, I think. Okay, so that, what the heck is that? What is this doing? Let's put this up here. That is not what I wanted. What is that? What is this doing? Okay, what if we use functions, guys? Function, circle, center. Right? So you can draw a circle around center x, center y. So then you can do if x minus absolute center x, x minus center x, or if this is equal to 1, or absolute y minus center y equals 1, then return green. Okay, and then what? question. Good question. I will have to think about it. Circ 4. Wait, x and y. Yeah, this is x would be values at 4 and 4. Or circ. Wait, this one should be. I guess. Hold on. True. Wait, return this. You have circ 4, 4, or circ 4, negative 4. Then return green, and that is not it. That is in fact not how this works. Wait, what am I doing here? If the difference between this and this is that, you must also, wait a second. No, how do you do it? How does one make a circle in math? But this is specifically a circle of radius 1. This is not absolute this or this. It would have to be. You hear that ice cream truck outside? Hold on. Circle equation for circle. Parametric equation for circle. Cosine. Do they have cosines here? Cosine, sine? No, I can't be using cosines or sines here. This is, we want, if the distance from the center is 1. They do, but like I don't think they intend for us to use this here. They do have cosine and sine. But I don't think that's relevant here. So we need absolute value. We want to add, if this is like 1 away from the center, we should return. But it should not work for diagonals. So let's see. Local dx equals absolute x minus center x. Local dy equals absolute y minus center y. So then this one should be dx times dx equals 1, or dy times dy equals 1. That did not do it. What am I trying to do here? If this one can't. Wait. Welcome, Brooke. This is something. It's wrong, but it's like something. If it's not 1, no, nope. Wait a second. What do I have here? Greater than equal to 1? Greater than equal, less than or equal to 1? Wait a second. Oh, I need to add them. Less it is, okay, there we go. Okay, now I remember you can make circles by doing this. Okay, we have done circle. Good job, me. All right, tic-tac-toe. Wait, didn't I finish this one? Oh, I didn't submit it. Right. Imagine not submitting. All right, let's check out Taco. Modulo. Oh, what the heck is this? This one's pretty complicated. What do they have inside this taco? Ground beef. Alright, so then what? Good question. Good question. We could start with the filling. We know this brown is going to be when z is between 0 and 1. And in range, y is between -2 and -1. And then return brown, dark brown. Alright, so we have the inner meat from the taco. And then we have orange as the next one. This one would be if... hold on. This one, we can move this stuff in here. Alright, so we have this. If y is equal to 1, then return orange. Sorry, equal to 0. Y is equal to 1, then so this pattern needs to alternate between light green and green. So how do we do that? The checkerboard pattern. This would be absolute x plus y. Z plus y. Wait, what's on the bottom? Z. If absolute z plus y mod 2 return this. Okay, that's not do what I thought it was going to do. How did I do it? Z plus y. Is that z? Sorry, not y. It should be x. Okay. Plus light green. Okay. That's good. That is quite good. Okay, now we need the tomatoes. Or salsa, perhaps. Now, how can this be expressed in a way that makes sense? What is the mathematical difference between these? Mod something? I mean, this one. Welcome Alt-Car. We got this one and this one. I mean, we could just hard code. Do I want to, though? Is that a thing that I want to do? I don't know. What if I did? What if I did? Tomatoes equals. Look, we're gonna use a dictionary or a table. Sorry, they're called tables in Lua. So tomatoes are going to be first we have x and then we have y. So then, sorry, x and then z. X plus z. So then we have what is this one? -4 and -1. Wait, yes, -4 and 1. Is this a thing? -4. So this would be this way. We gotta go this way. That's XYZ. -4 and wait. What am I doing? 0 -1. And then we have -2 and 1, and then 0 and 0, and 2 and -1, and 4 and 1. Okay, so then this one would be if tomatoes x, if this equals z, then return red. Does not work. Why doesn't it work? Is it the leading comma? No. Hold on. Expected this to close at line 3. Oh, was it? How do you do Lua table? How does that work? Commas. Lua table dictionary. How would you initialize a table? Oh, do I have to do... I think I have to do this. I think that's how you do it in Lua. When they're not string keys, you gotta do this. Okay, so... Alright, well that does part of it. This one has to be... if y is equal to 1. No. Is equal to 2. Whoa, look at that. We've utilized functionality of the Lua programming language to place these tomatoes in such a way that makes sense. Alright, and then the rest of it. So let's see. This one would be if if absolute z is less than or equal to 2, then return yellow. Okay, and then you need to be and y is greater than, and y in range, y needs to be between -3 and 2. Alright, and then you need to do this thing. What is the best way to do this thing? Don't know. How do I exclude the top 2? Alright, what if y is... if absolute y... sorry, this one has to be absolute y, absolute x is less than 2... sorry, if it's less than or equal to 3, and y is equal to 2, then return blank. Should be the other way. It should be that one. Okay, and then you have this one. And y equals 1. 5. Alright, well, what's wrong with this one? Oh, the top. Okay, so then this one should not be... if y equals 2... y equals 2... and... what is this? And z... absolute z is greater than or equal to 2. Or just equal to 2. Sorry. Less than 2. No. What? Wait. No. If this one, if z is less than or equal to 1 and absolute x is less than or equal to 3, then return blank. What's wrong with this one? This seems correct to me. Show comparison. What is not matching? Is it the inside that's not matching? Oh, they got stuff on the bottom? Wait, I have stuff on the bottom. What the heck is that? Whoa, wait, what the? Hold on. Y. A letter Y. Absolute Y? What? There's no bottom on the taco? Wait, so what's causing that? Wait, this for some reason... Oh, because I need to also restrict this one. This one needs to be and y equals 2. Okay. Hold on. There surely is a better way to do this, but, you know, this is fine for now. Alright, we've done it. I think I do not have time to do another one, but we can see what the free edit projects are. You can make your own custom things if you want. How do you do it? How is this done? Music. Sticky note. What? Stickies. How do you go to the how do you go to the creation thing? File manager. My free edit projects. I would like to make a new free edit project, please. How do I do it? Do I have a custom shortcut, perhaps? Or replicube? How do I do it? Replicube actions? Run code? Inbox? Hold on. There was a thing here. Open the replicube app from the launcher. Open it in free edit mode. How do I go to free edit mode? What if I close it? Oh, I see. I have to go here. We're just making our own shape. In the sandbox mode, you create your own creations. Well, okay. Return dark blue if y is less than, is greater than 2, then return peach. Now, if it's greater than, it should return white. They don't have like a skin tone equivalent. I guess it would be white. If y is greater than 2. Okay, and then we have if y is greater than 1, then return blue. Is greater than -2. Look, guys, it's literally me, for real, for real. y is greater than 2, or absolute x is greater than 2. It's literally me. Absolute x is greater than 1. And then let's do greater than 2. And then we have the gotta add the eyes, right? Let's see, but before we return white, if absolute x equals 1 and y equals 1, then return black. And then if x equals 0 and y equals 0, okay, so that is this thing. And then what? If y is equal to -3, then turn blank. If absolute x is equal to 2, then return white. Okay. Welcome Qubit the main. Just downloaded this game. It's pretty nice. I'm having a good time. Okay, this is something, right? Let's see. If z is not equal to 0, then return blank. Alright. And then we can add some arms. This one would be if absolute x equals to 3 and y equals 1, then return white. Nope, that is not it. I think this one needs to go first. And y has to be equal to 2, sorry, 0. That's me right there. Wow, guys, we've done it. We've created me in replicube in 2D. Look at that. Well, anyway, that's it. That is the game. We've had good times today. But it is unfortunately time to end the stream. We've solved many cubes, we have drawn many a thing. And now it's time to leave. Alright, I'm going to screenshot this. Alright, now I'm going to end the game. Thanks for watching. We shut down the in-game thing. We shut down the real computer as well. And then we take a look at what day it is, and then we end the stream. Alright, let's see. Bunch of days today. Cubicle day. That's related to cube, literally replicube. Replicubicle day. Let's do that one. National Cubicle Day Raid. What's a relevant emoji for cubicles? I guess typing, right? Chatting. What's another, like a cube? Is there like a cube emote? Cube emoji? Cube emoji. Is there a cube emoji? There's an ice cube. But there is no other cube. Oh, I don't know, whatever. This could be the raid message if you want. Alright, who is streaming? Who am I gonna raid today? Let's take a look at what games exist. I'm the only one streaming replicube. Alright, let's see who else is streaming. Oh, this guy raided us before. This guy's not a VTuber, but he is a game developer who has raided me in the past. He's working on a horror game. You can feel free to check it out. Anyway, that's going to be it. I'm going to be back on Wednesday with web fishing. And it's good. And then Friday, I'll be doing some game dev. And then Saturday, we got Variety Saturday. So we've had good times here today, watching replicube, coding replicube. Surprisingly high amount of viewers. Did I get rated today? I don't know if I did. People just want to see replicube. They're like, whoa, this guy's coding. He's like it was like a cube, and you know, numbers are moving. You've got values out there. I will say, it is a fun game. I had a good time, and I enjoyed it. And yeah, I might even play it off stream. I don't know. But I'm going to sit here now and wait for several seconds. And that raid is going to go in some time. Possibly in the next 10 seconds. Or not. Or maybe I'll sit here and wait even longer. Alright, now it's going to go. I'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by and goodbye.